The Alexander von Humboldt II is the first tall sailing ship built in Germany in many years. Captain Reimer Peters hopes the ship will keep the old sailing traditions alive.
Tradition means keeping the fire burning, not worshipping the ashes. And I think we've managed to do that. I hope this ship will continue sailing for a long time and bring people joy, especially young people.
It's early morning in Bremerhaven, the home harbor of the Alexander von Humboldt II. The ship is about to take its first day cruise with invited guests. Final preparations are in full swing. The crew is anxious.
Oh, I'm definitely excited. This is a completely new experience with lots of people on board, not so many crew members and poor weather. I think it'll be a challenge.
The 65-meter-long ship has a capacity for 79 people and is built to sail better than its namesake. The guests start boarding at 9:30. They are sponsors who made the €15 million construction possible, so the crew wants everything to be just right. Just as the crew casts off, the sun finally comes out. The 7-hour cruise will take them out on the North Sea and back. The Alexander von Humboldt II is a training ship. A day on board costs €130. Young people get a discount. It's commanded by volunteer officers.
We have a super sailor here with a firm grip on her men. She may be short, but she's tough, and she runs a tight ship.
Isabel Nürnberger caught the sailing bug 3 years ago. She spends her fall and summer vacations on board. Being part of a large team is an attractive feature of the ship.
If you go up front or in the rigging, you mustn't be afraid. But you do have to respect the forces of nature. A wave washing over the deck has unpredictable force.
Once she finishes her chores, the 18-year-old goes between decks to warm up. That's where the galley is. Midship is calm, even in rough seas. Compared to its predecessor, everything on the Alexander von Humboldt II is more modern, larger, and friendlier. But there's no room for luxury. Functionality takes priority. Back on the main deck, one of the most popular tasks awaits the crew. Working in the rigging is not without danger. But even on the Alexander von Humboldt I, there were no bad accidents.
No one has to climb the rigging if they're afraid of heights. Some start going up and then decide against it. But no one is ridiculed here if they don't feel up to it.
The crew sails back to Bremerhaven with half of its 24 sails. Sailing ships have to work with the wind, and that's not easy in a narrow passage.
Du, pass doch mal auf da hinten, Mensch! Da hinten, da ist die Tonne!
Captain Reimer Peters tells the crew to stay alert.
Backbord!
We have a very narrow channel. The big ship behind us needs the deepest channel, so we have to slip past it.
Shortly before 6 o'clock, the ship arrives back at Bremerhaven. It means saying goodbye to a vessel that has won over the crew.
We'd rather stay out there and sail all night. Especially when it's storming out there, lots of wind means good sailing. At times like that, it's a shame to be back in port.
A sherry to show the captain's gratitude is an old tradition. The Alexander von Humboldt II will now head off on a 6-month journey, following in the tradition of tall sailing ships.